dollars to $3,500 in 30 days. So if you're just tuning in, let me know where you're tuning in from. Grab your notebooks, do all the things, because I'm going to show you step by step on how I was able to achieve all of that. All right, so going to give you a couple of receipts. If you don't know what TikTok Shop affiliate is, it's basically, think of it as like Amazon influencer, where you're able to create these product reviews, but now you are doing it for TikTok Shop. And so I'm going to show you a couple of receipts in that. Again, like I said before, if you're just tuning in, let me know where you're tuning in from. If you are also a part of the Amazon influencer, let me know. If you're interested in being a TikTok Shop creator, also let me know. All right, so a couple of things that I want to show you. I'm going to put this over here. So when I first started with TikTok, this is where I started. So when I first started, this was back in June 1st of earlier this year. And really, I was just kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I definitely want to give it a shot. And one of the mistakes that I made when I first started on TikTok Shop was that I was treating it as if it was Amazon. And what do I mean by that? That means if you've ever seen my Amazon store, there is no purpose to it as far as like, these are the things that I love, this is what I use, and all of those different things. Shout out to my girl Eileen, who I know has been waiting for this live stream. Eileen is also an amazing Amazon influencer. And so Eileen, I'm going to show you all the different things that I do on TikTok Shop. All right, so as I said before, my biggest mistake on TikTok Shop as an affiliate was I approached it as if it was Amazon. What does that mean exactly? That means when I was creating content, I was simply just doing unboxing videos. I wasn't really worried too much about my hook. It was very much like, hey, off the top of my head, this is what I love about this particular product. Go ahead and grab it now. And I would try to keep my videos anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute and then go about it that way, right? Shout out to my boy, Scott Ayers, who just hopped in. Hey. So Scott is another Amazon influencer who has been crushing it for quite some time. And I think you're getting started on TikTok as well. All right. So like I said, when I first started on TikTok, I was treating it as if it were Amazon. It was very, very part-time. Anytime I was doing any unboxing videos, I would go ahead and throw it on there. Now, it wasn't until I think it was like July and August, where a couple of my friends, Jesse Morin, like the Amazon influencer guys, they tapped me and they said, Stephanie, what would happen if, like, girl, what would happen if you just really focused on going all in on TikTok? Like, if you just learned the ins and outs of it, what would happen? They're like, you're smart. You know this. You know how to like deconstruct things. And so I took their advice really heart to heart. And so within 30 days, right, this is June, in 30 days, let's see. So I went from June, then I went into July. July, I made $2,000, almost $2,000. That's $1,900. If you could see it, let me see if I could highlight it. It's this one right here where it says estimated commissions. So you could see that GMV, gross merchandise value, I made over $12,000. My commission base was $11,000. My estimated commissions was $19,000. And so, yes, shout out to Jesse Moore, and he's a beast. Go tag him, find him, give him a shout out. And so that was when I started to realize, okay, what did I do differently in July that I need to start doing moving forward, right? What did I do specifically? And I'm actually going to show you guys what I did specifically. And so what I did is I took those learnings, and then in August, that is how I crushed it with $3,500. So I made gross merchandise value of $17,000, commission base of $16,000, and my estimated commission was $3,500. And friends, this is all like part-time. What I mean by that is this was an experiment. This is not my full-time job, right? I speak on stages, I lead workshops, I do trainings and all of that other stuff. And this was one of those things where my friend Jesse challenged me, and I said, say less, let's go. I'm do it, right? So let's go ahead and get started and talk a little bit about what I did, what you can follow through on, and all of those other things. So before I do that, first, let me know if you're currently a TikTok Shop creator, if you're open to sharing, you know, what are your wins? What are your struggles? That way I could address it on this live stream. If you've ever watched me before, you know I'm pretty much an open book. I really go by how you guys go about it and where to go from there. Yeah. All right. So having said that, let me look at my notes because I took notes. Let's talk about trending products. So oftentimes when people are thinking about trending products, a couple of things that they would do is that they would scroll through their For You page. And I think that's a great way to just kind of figure out like what new products are there. And so let me see if I could just kind of show you on my end, and then I'm going to walk you through the whole entire process of what I used to do and then what I'm currently doing now. So that way you guys have an idea. Let me go ahead and just I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to turn off this music here too. Hold on. We're going to go over here. I'm going to mute that. Okay. So like I said before, oftentimes when people are trying to look for trending products, they would basically just scroll through their For You page, right? And so in this case, it's so funny to see Michelle Phan. Michelle is one of the early beauty influencers. Gosh, I think from like the 2000s, and I absolutely love her. I am now seeing her more often now on TikTok Live promoting Medicube. So we'll talk about that as well. So you scroll through here and you kind of start to see what is showing up in my feed. Yeah, I got another Medicube. And so what's nice about the For You page is you could see what TikTok algorithm thinks you would be interested in and what other people are interested in as well. What I will say is that for me, even as a TikTok shop creator, I trained the algorithm just to show me products on TikTok. And when I say that is that if you go over to the shop tab, you could see in here basically what are today's deals, right? What are the featured brands? What are the spotlights? And you could scroll through just to kind of see what's going to work best for you, right? Now, for me as a TikTok shop creator, a couple of things that I loved on here is that you could do this method of just scrolling through your For You page, or there's another thing that you can do.
Get this out of here because that's nasty anyway.
I need to pause that. Okay. Another thing that you can do is you could find big TikTok shop creators and just basically mimic what it is that they're doing. And so a couple of one of my favorite ones is Ruben Recommends. Ruben Recommends, his videos are always constantly going viral. He's absolutely crushing it all the time. But the thing is that he's so good at shoppable videos. Like the direct response, he does such a good job. And what I've learned in my data is that when it comes to shoppable videos, I'm like, I'm okay. I'm still learning, and that's okay as a content creator. Where I find that I'm absolutely crushing it, though, is on TikTok Live. But before we jump into that, let me go ahead and just see where you guys are at as far as the comments go. All right, so let me show you where I go to find trending products. See, the thing is if you're scrolling through your For You page or you're trying to follow other content creators, you're probably already behind the trend. Does that make sense? Because if they've already done their research, created their videos, edited it and posted it and all of that stuff, then you're probably already behind the curve. So one of my favorite things to do is I like to look at this website called CowData. If you guys have heard of CowData, let me know in the comments below. And I'm going to show you just kind of like how I work this. So take your notes, Eileen, Scott. And if there's anything that you know on your end as well, feel free to like popcorn it out to me, okay? So here are a couple of things that I love about this. When you sign up on CowData, you could automatically click on this link where it says trending products. And so for me, I really love just beauty and personal care because I typically find that those are a lot of the things that I'm most interested in. And so when I do that, I could see over the last 7 days which products are actually driving the most revenue. So in this case, you could see like the shiatsu neck and back massager. There's been about 28,000 items sold within the last 7 days. The commission rate is 11%, which let's be honest, y'all, that's typically better than Bezos' site. Okay. And the average unit price is $33. I think for just externally processing what goes in my mind, that's a pretty awesome price point. 11% commission rate. Hey, that's pretty cool. And you could see kind of like by this trend graph, let me go over here. You could see how it's starting to rise. And if we think of seasonality, why would this start to trend? This is probably trending because of the fact that the holidays are just around the corner. This would be a really great gift idea. And so those are the things that you can do, right? Now, if I really wanted to go into this, and by the way, you can pick and choose whatever industry or niche that you want to go onto. This one for now, I'm just showing you the beauty and personal care, okay? All right, so from here, you're gonna click into shiatsu neck and back massager. Now, why would I do that? What am I looking for specifically? Well, what I'm looking for specifically is within the last 7 days, how much did this product make in terms of revenue? So in terms of revenue, they made about $937,000 in revenue. 28,000 items of those items were sold. Now, majority of that revenue is coming from video. So video revenue and then live revenue. So that's really interesting to me because oftentimes I'm looking for, is this product, is it going to do very well from a shoppable video? If I wanted to do live streaming, is it easy to demonstrate, right? So is it easy for me to demonstrate? And I think with the shiatsu massager, this one right here, right? I think it's relatively easy to show that as well. But here is where I want to go deeper into the details. When I start to scroll down, again, this is in CowData, you get to see of which TikTok creators are absolutely crushing it. So in this case, you can see that this creator has 4.6 million followers, made $116,000 in revenue for sales, right? Items sold, video revenue, but they're not doing any type of live streaming whatsoever. The second one, $80,000 in revenue, 2,400 items sold, $80,000 in video revenue, no live streaming whatsoever. Okay. Now the third one, $56,000 in revenue, 1,600 items sold, $0 in video revenue, pure 56,000 on live streaming. Isn't that interesting? Okay, so Scott is saying, whoa, that site is gold. Yes, absolutely. I'm telling you. And there's a way to use it, which is why I'm like, you guys, this is a precursor to a workshop that I'm going to be teaching here in San Diego. And so please ask your questions, because when you ask your questions and you give me feedback, it's going to help me create a better training here in San Diego. Okay. All right. So Scott, scrolling down, now you can see the different content creators. If I wanted to, let's say this one, Liz Shopify, she has, look at this. This is 5,900 followers, $56,000 in revenue just from live streaming, versus the next one up, which is 23,000 followers. So, I mean, y'all, like, this is pretty doable, okay? It's not about the followers. And I feel like most people kind of get stuck on that idea. It's like, well, I can't do TikTok Shop Creator because I don't have like millions and millions of, you don't need millions and millions of followers. If you could create really good content that gets browsers and turns them into browsers, that's the difference that makes the difference, okay? So, having said that, if I were to scroll down, right, then I could start to see, well, what kind of video content is actually driving sales right now? Here, sorry, I'm on the wrong screen. So if I scroll down, I could see which videos, what types of videos, what's the style, what's the formatting is actually driving the most revenue. So if I were to click into it, maybe make sure that my audio system sound is on here too. Okay, so if I were to click into this.
Neck massagers have been all over my FYP. I've been wanting one, right? But then they went on sale. So like 2 days ago, I pulled the trigger. Faster than Prime, this bitch showed up on my doorstep today. It was like, period. Okay, when I tell you this thing sent me into a different dimension, goosebumps on my legs and all. I'm the type of person that carries like stress in their neck and shoulder region.
I love this.
That thing got deep. It has...
Okay, so I love that video. Were you guys able to hear that, Scott and Eileen? If you could let me know in the comments. So notice how it was different perspectives, different cuts. It had this visual hook. She was funny. It was a lot of personality in it. It's very UGC oriented. And that's what I mean by like, it's so different for what I was creating on Amazon, right? Thank you, Scott. I really appreciate you, friend. Okay. So here's the other thing that you could do, Scott, is that when you click on it, oops, wrong one. If I go over here and I click on the video, pause, you could download the video without the watermark if you wanted to. I don't do that. I don't need to do that. But what I like to do is I like to export the script. When you export the script, I could kind of know like verbatim, all right, what is it about this script that did so well? And so now from a marketer's perspective, let's put that cap back on. She says, massagers have been all over my For You page. That's already like social proof. Like, hey, look, listen, if you've already seen this on your For You page, there's a reason why it's trending. There's a reason why it's going viral. So she goes into a little bit of her story. I've been wanting one, right? But then they went on sale. So like 2 days ago, I pulled the trigger faster than Prime. This showed up on my doorstep today. And she goes into this story and it's funny. It's to me, it's just amazing because she sounds just like this girlfriend that you would talk to next door. Okay. Now, the other thing that I could do, go on to the next video. Let's see what this guy has to say.
They'll never talk his wife into giving him a massage.
Wow.
I give massages.
Okay, wow. So the audio on this one is really bad, but I'm still going to play it for you just so you have an idea, okay?
All the time.
Okay. We're going to analyze this a little bit. So this type of video is more of like a POV video where she is getting a reaction. You're seeing the reaction of someone actually using it. She has the text overlay on top of it to make it really dynamic. She's zooming in and she's zooming out, zooming in, zooming out to basically keep the viewer engaged. Does that make sense? So again, this is completely different what I used to create before, where it was like a POV shot and I wasn't zooming in and I wasn't zooming out. Notes, y'all, notes. Write them down, write them down. Okay. And again, you have that option where you could export the script. So going back over to this, now you get the idea. You could see what kind of shoppable videos are absolutely crushing it. There are so many times I see like on my TikTok page, it's like, these are the hooks that you need to use and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't want your hooks unless it helps me turn browsers into buyers. So unless you could back it up with evidence, I'm not going to download your list of hooks, right? That's why I go to this site, because this site actually shows me which shoppable videos are actually driving revenue. It's going to give me an idea of frame by frame what I need to create, how I'm going to create it, and how I want to experiment. So based off of those two videos that I just saw, one could just be a POV camera where I'm doing different shots just by myself. The second shoppable video that I could create could be me like giving a gift to someone and filming their reaction. Does that make sense? I could film their reaction, zoom in, zoom out, do a text overlay, and everything is just on their smartphone. Okay, good. All right, so if you guys are learning things, do me a favor, drop some hearts for me. Let me know in the comments because I'm going all out. You guys know me. When I go live, I'm giving you guys all the notes. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna do over here is this. We're going to go over to live streaming. So now I want to know, okay, so of those shoppable videos, let's go live. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes people are like, well, I don't know what to say on a live stream. To my live streaming friends, this is your advantage because we have that gift of gab. We know how to do a run of show and we do more things than just repeat a script every 5 to 7 minutes, okay? So this is where you have a leg up on the competition, but not a lot of y'all are over there. So this is me like trying to encourage you. So let's go over here and let's take a look at what kind of live streaming content is currently out there about this particular product. So I'm going to click on this. When you go in here, you're going to notice that on the right hand side, you're going to see how often, remember this was the top number 3 seller, okay? This was the top 3 number seller and all she did was go live. All she did was go live. So what are we looking at as far as the data goes? When she went live on the 20th, she went live for 2 hours. I can't believe I'm telling you guys this. She went live for 2 hours and 16 minutes and generated $18,000 in revenue for that particular product. Okay. Shout out to my boy Joel who just hopped in. Hit you with that. But the thing here is that it says no recording. The flash sale, no recording. So I usually like to see if there is any type of recording just because I want to see what is she saying? What is she doing? What is her production setup? And so it looks like on this first one over here, she was pointing at it. Okay, she was pointing at it. This is what we call a faceless live stream where she's not showing her face. This guy is saying $18,000 ready for a neck massager. Yeah, can you imagine that? Like you're literally just sitting there getting a neck massager and answering questions about the neck massager. Hey, how does it feel? What are the speeds? Is it rechargeable? What's the warranty? Does it have any heat? You're talking about the features, the advantages, the benefits. You're also adding that scarcity in there to get people motivated to buy. So what I love about live streaming is this, friends, is that when you're live streaming, and I'll show you this in just a little bit. When you're live streaming, you could see how many people enter into your room and how many people exit out of your room. You could see how many people added the items into their cart, right? How many people added items into their cart. And at that point, I'm getting ahead of myself, but at that point, I'll usually be like, all right, I noticed that 50 of you already have this in your cart. What questions do you have? What do I need? What do I need to like answer in order to get you to make that final purchase, right? So hey, we've got a we've got a YouTube viewer in here. He says, I own that neck massager. Look, that neck massager, friend, could be making you like, look at that, $18,000. Scott Ayers is saying, live streaming TikTok is a different animal than Amazon or anywhere else. Got to talk fast and repeat yourself often. False. Because you know me, Scott, and I'm not the type of person that's just going to repeat something for 5 to 7 minutes and like just let my brain rot. There are different ways of live streaming, just like you could set up StreamYard with different scenes and all that other stuff. It's a different vibe. So you just have to find out which one works best for you and which one you could actually commit to. So having said that, again, you could go down here and you could see not only just how people are, like what is their production setup, what is their script, but also how are they titling their content. So let's take a look at this one right here. I'm just gonna pause it. All right, so this is, hey, look, we have a snippet. Okay, so I'm gonna play this one for you. And then it's a minute long, okay?
For coworkers, we have white elephant gifts, bosses, neighbors, family, friends. This is normally $70. $69.99 is the regular price on this. Today, you can actually get this for $21.99 and free shipping. That is a crazy, crazy deal. So listen, we have 3 different modes. Okay, so here's the power button.
I'm gonna pause that. So what's happening here? You guys put on your detective hats. What's happening here? What are we learning from this? So in this one, she actually has what's called a billboard. What does that mean? It's this little thing right here where it says last day of sale. And if you notice that when we were actually doing that live stream, she was pointing to it. She's like, hey, today is the last day of the sale. This is da-da-da-da. Scott is saying, I love her whiteboard. Yes. And what's so cool about her whiteboard? She's saying, she's giving you ideas. Like, hey, even if this isn't just for you, right? So Web Video had said like, oh, hey, I own that neck massager. If you already own that neck massager, you probably just might scroll through it. But because you see the whiteboard where it says, hey, this makes a great gift idea. You guys, we are in the gifting season. You gift to your clients, to your family, your coworkers, your friends. We are in the gifting season. And so she says, makes a great gift too. Christmas, family, friends, teachers, white elephant gifts, bosses, neighbors, coworkers. You have to plant that idea of when would someone actually want this? And then she also had that sense of urgency where she said, normally this is about $70, but today only it's duh. And that's like 24 into that snippet. So when we go into this, notice how she went live for 2 hours and 55 minutes, 2 hours and 55 minutes, and she generated over $14,000 in revenue. She went live again, final hour of the Sweet Sweats sale. That's a different product. And then, oh, she even did that one. Cool, cool. So you can see that she's kind of bouncing around different products. And oftentimes, sometimes these content creators will do that because they're trying to find the right product that's actually going to drive the most for them. Hey, if you guys are learning a lot, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments because here on the back end, I don't see any hearts. I don't see any thumbs up, things of that sort. So I'm going by the comments and just seeing where you guys are currently at, okay? All right, so judging by this, the other things that I like to look for, man, when I'm looking at this for this particular product, here's what happens. I feel like most people don't know this is generally when you go live with a product, TikTok is always going to be testing you out to see whether or not you could actually sell that product within the first 30 minutes, okay? So within the first 30 minutes, TikTok is saying, all right, do you know how to sell? Because I'm going to give you so much traffic. And if you could start selling within the first 30 minutes, then I'm going to keep giving you traffic, keep giving you traffic, keep giving you traffic. But here's the thing. The thing is that if you are going live at the same time that someone else has been going live consistently every single day selling product, TikTok, I mean, it makes sense. TikTok is going to be like, well, this person has proven themselves to create revenue. Okay. So I'm just going to I'm going to put traffic over there. Does that make sense? So you have to be consistent with whatever product that you're going to be doing from a live streaming perspective. I'm just going to put that out there. We have a couple of questions in here. This one is from Web Video. It's like, I bought the ashwagandha too. Hey, I'm telling you, the ashwagandha, that one's legit. I had the ashwagandha and I also had the apple cider one. Mwah, worked out perfectly. All right. Eileen is saying, how did the snippet show up for this one? Okay. So let's go back over to that one. So it varies, right? So if I click over here, doop, sometimes the system in CowData will actually have a snippet, and sometimes they don't, which is why you'll see the no recordings. However, you do have an option to subscribe to full live recordings. In what scenario would you ever want to subscribe to the full live recordings? You would want to subscribe to it is if like you want to see like, okay, well, how much revenue did they generate? What are they saying in their sales script? Because if you're promoting a product where it might be prone to violations, you want to say like, well, this person is promoting this product, right? And it's in the health and wellness category, and they haven't gotten flagged, and they're generating this much revenue. What are they saying specifically? And so that gives you an opportunity to just kind of see what that transcript is, and then obviously make it your own, right? This goes over to Scott earlier. It was like, you have to say like a 5 to 7 minutes and then just repeat yourself. The difference that makes a difference is when you're able to tie it into your own personal experience. This is what worked for me. I heard what other people had to say. In fact, if you're ever like pressed about, I don't know what to say about a particular product, right? The best things that you can do, gosh, man, we are hitting the ground running. And we're only 30 minutes in. Oh my gosh. Okay. A couple of things that you can do is I like to go through the reviews on the page. So let me pull this one up, see if I can find it. Let's see here. I love it. My girl Claudia said, I just sent someone over to your live stream. So we're going to go over here. Let me share my screen with you. Okay. And what was it called? It was called the neck massager. So we're going to go into the neck massager, and it's probably this one right here. So right now it's a weekly pick. It's for $34 right now. Notice that there are multiple listings on here. Okay. So you have one that has sold 111,000. There's one for 291,000. 74,000, and so on and so forth. So what I want to do is I want to go to the 111,000 one. If PS, by the way, do you see how it says earn $3.50 per sale? That's a 10% commission down there. What I want to do is I want to scroll through the reviews and see what other people had to say. So again, if you're stuck on like, I don't know what to talk about, I don't know how to pitch it, you could say, hey, I read a couple of reviews. People were saying that they really liked it. The battery life is plug-in. So yes, it's even better. It's great for the office. It's great for the school. They just wish that it had a little bit more heat to it. Okay. So you just go through the reviews itself and just kind of see what people are saying about it. The other thing that you can do is you could go to Amazon and scroll through those reviews and go about it. Now, one of the things that I like to do, and again, I learned this from my good friend Jesse, shout out to the boy Jesse, is I would go into ChatGPT. So in ChatGPT, let me see if I could share this with you. Yeah, I can. So my friend actually created this custom GPT for me. And I'm just put Amazon neck massager. And let's say it's this one right here for that one, right? We're going to go over here and I'm just going to say, can you help me structure my TikTok live stream? Okay. And the question is, do you have a specific product in mind, or are you looking for a general structure? So the first one, I'm just going to say it's number 1. Great. Tell me about the product. In this case, we're just going to make this really quick. I'm just going to copy and paste it. Now it's searching the web and it's going from there. Okay. Oh, so sorry, I couldn't. Drop a comment. Okay, here it is. So now it's starting to create the frame, the position. It's farming engagement for me, because the more engagement that you could get on your live stream, the better it's actually going to show up on the For You page. Then you also even have the problem solution. So, hey, look, listen, if you're dealing with tension in your neck, your back, your shoulders, this massager can help melt that away. Whether it's from sitting at a desk all day or post-workout soreness, this product provides soothing relief with its heated function. So let me show you a couple of the details. It has this and PS, by the way, this massager is available at a special price. We've got it with free shipping and You got your scarcity. You guys, how easy is this? Pretty amazing, isn't it? So you could leverage ChatGPT to have this here with you. Now, one of the cool things that I'm doing, and I'll probably make like a dedicated video for this, is I actually created a chatbot for a particular client. And what we did is we took her product and we listed, what is the founder story? What are the product details? What are the objections about your particular product? And so now when I'm doing a live stream, I could just turn on the microphone on my chatbot and say, hey, you know what? Scott asked a really good question. Eileen asked a really good question. And that question is, right? And then I look at ChatGPT and it's listening to it. Then I click enter. And because it's referencing the database that I already created, now I know what I want to talk about. Now I know how to answer that question. Does that make sense? Hey, if you guys are loving this, I'm looking at Eileen, Web Video, and Scott. Drop them in the comments for me so that way I know that you guys are learning, because I could bounce around as much as possible. All right, so we talked about how you could leverage ChatGPT. The other cool thing about this is that, remember how in CowData I was looking at the shoppable videos and you could download the transcript? Sometimes I would just take all the transcripts, stack them together and say, okay, ChatGPT, give me a better shoppable video recommendation off of this. Then I start to create it on my own and go about it that way. Good? All right. So here, what else do I want to show you? The other interesting thing too, I think I was trying to tell you this, is that when you're looking at CowData, what's really interesting is you can see how long people are going live. So people are committed to this product. They're going live for 2 hours, and then they call it quits. 2 hours, 1 hour, 2 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour. But for the amount of revenue that they're generating, like this girl went live, this is just one live stream. This one live stream, when was this? This was the 20th? This one live stream, for this particular live stream, 18,565 items sold. It's fascinating. And so you also have a 10% commission off of that. So you do the math and you figure out basically how much she made from that. Good? Now, the other thing about this that I feel like most people don't realize is that yes, you could look at the revenue numbers. Yes, you could see how long the duration was, but you also want to pay attention to what time did they go live. You know how everyone is saying on social media, like, what day and what time should I post on social media? Babe, you should be paying attention to what day and what time you should be going live on TikTok. Is it on the weekdays? Is it on the weekends? Is it in the morning? Is it in the afternoon? Is it in the evenings? And go about it and think it through that. Okay. All right. So we've gone through CowData. What are some other things that I could tell you about this? How about, let me scroll through this real quick. Let's say, for example, I really liked one of these content creators, like this one in particular. I don't know her, so but we're just going to take a look. How has she been doing the last 7 days? So for this particular content creator, 5,900 followers, 57,000 in revenue, 57,000 in live revenue. Remember, she only does live streaming. Video revenue, $107. So she's crushing it on the live. That means like she could go live 2-3 times a week for 2 hours and really make some serious commissions over here. You can see that with her live streams in the last 7 days, she's had over 149,000 live viewers and 4,800 video views. This is why I'm telling, like, when I'm working with my clients, I'm like, we should go live. We should go live and start to build a habit so that way people know when to show up. Got it? Now, for this particular content creator, so that she's been around, wow, she debuted on the 15th. On the 15th, 5 days later, already crushing it. You could see what other brands she's currently promoting. And so there's Beauty Life Retailer, there's Pretty Lips, there's Flexi. You could see specifically what they're going down. Then you could also see there's a video that she created that is now being sponsored by a company. What does that mean? So sometimes when your shoppable videos are crushing it so much, a brand will literally come out to you and say, hey, I love your content. We'll keep your commission. Or, hey, you know what? I'll like up your commission a bit. And then let's put some paid media behind it. Okay. And then now you're making additional income because they're putting paid media behind that. So what does that mean? So this particular luggage right here, $96.98 in revenue, not that much. But let's say if we change this to 30 days, maybe that would have changed. Let's see. Nope, not on that one. Okay. But typically here you could see that for this particular item, oh yeah, she just started 5 days ago. I was like, why is this so short? So you could see how much the brand has dedicated for the ad spend. Let me scroll down over here. Can I move this over? Oh, I could. Yay. Okay, so for that specific luggage, the brand itself has already spent $89 promoting her video and already has a return on ad spend of 1.09. Okay. That's pretty awesome. Okay, one question that we already got here from Eileen. Eileen is asking, is CowData the only tool that does this for TikTok? There's another tool that's out there called FastMoss. I haven't played around with it yet. But at this point, it was really just kind of like, once I got the idea, like, okay, this is what I want to do, I didn't really like need CowData all the time, because at the end of the day, Eileen, what happens is that once you find a product that works for you, right? TikTok will start to categorize you as a content creator. Let me show you what that actually means. TikTok will categorize you so that way anytime you are creating content, they'll say like, oh, it's Stephanie again, and Stephanie's audience loves this type of content, so we should push her content out. So let me show you where this goes. I'm gonna punch this over here. All right, so this is just for today. I haven't even gone live today, but I've already sold 3 items and I made $8. Not bad. That's like a Starbucks coffee, right? So I could scroll down here and I could see what items I actually sold. So you could see that I sold a bunch of Metacube today. Okay, well, how did I sell this Metacube? What was it? It's like, oh, people were watching my videos. Okay, well, what specific video actually drove that sale? Okay, so it's this one right here where I did a video reply. PS, by the way, if you're not doing video replies, it's one of the best ways to, it's kind of like SEO linking, where it's like you have your main content and then subpages. That's the way I do it basically on TikTok. So this one right here where I'm just doing like, hey, there's a sale that's going on right now. This is like a banger deal. You should hop in there. And then the other one that I have is back from July. So back from July, I said, hey, there's a TikTok glitch. That one actually sold 3 different products from there. And then the other one is a repurposed live stream. You guys know I love repurposing live streams. So why wouldn't I do that anyway? Okay, so the thing that I wanted to tell you before, because Eileen was talking about this, you click on audience and you could actually kind of see like who is Stephanie's audience. So if I were to go into August, right? So again, I don't have a lot of followers. I had like 2,800 there, but you could see which type of videos actually created the most followers for me. And so it was me talking head video. I had a really fun edit. I did another one where I was showing the camera monitor. I actually got a lot of people walking up to me at events saying, hey, I saw that camera monitor thing that you did. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. The newer microphones, which is a good one. And then Metacube. And then I did a bunch of ordinary stuff. Yeah. But here's where it gets really interesting. So the info that I have for my audience is this. So 65% of my audience are females. Okay. They're usually on Apple devices. The products that they like, oh, it's not going to show me right now. Let me see if I change it to, let me see if I do the last 7 days. Okay, here it goes. Can you guys see this? So Eileen, you're probably like leaning in. Okay, here's what's really cool. Because you know how we always talk about like having a media kit? So when I am pitching brands to be a live shopping host for them, I make sure that they should hire me, not because of the number of followers that they have, but because of the number of items that I'm able to move. This is how much GMV I'm able to create for you, and my audience lines up with your particular product. So my audience is made up of mostly female, 60%, that like to use Apple devices. Their ages 35 to 44. Okay? And then you'll see the top category preferences. So there's wellness supplements, there's serums, essence, skincare kits, moisturizers, and face masks. So that tells me that for me in particular, I'm on the right path with the content that I'm creating. And notice how, did you guys just see that? It said top category preference, and then clicked on marketplace. And so if I click on marketplace, it's like, girl, start picking products, start picking things that your audience is automatically going to love. So remember how I said before, some people, when they're trying to pick out their trending products, they're just scrolling the For You page. That might not be the people for you. Those probably aren't even buyers. And so in this case, I could go in here and I could say, okay, what's the basic info? Here's the basic info, top cities, Apple, mostly. Go back over here, the products that they like. So now I'd be like, all right, so there's health and wellness in here. There's a couple of vitamins. There's the NAD thing that's been popping off. I've definitely seen that. My audience loves serums. They love serums. They love face masks. And I could just keep scrolling. And hey, guess what? Look at this. They still love Medicube. They still love The Ordinary, and go from there. The other thing that's super helpful, let me go back. The other thing that's super helpful, let's see, scroll down, is videos they like. When I look at the tab for videos that they like, it reminds me of, you know, when you watch things on YouTube and then it says like recommended videos. This is like recommended videos. Like if you watch this, then you might also like this. So other videos that my audience likes is queen size beds, Tarte Cosmetics, clothing, hair straighteners, And again, this is going to vary between my TikTok versus Eileen's and versus Scott's. Does that make sense? So I go where my audience is really interested in, and then whether or not I really like the product. Okay. All right. So I got to take a look at my notes. I got to take a look at my notes because there was so much that I wanted to share with you. Okay. So we talked about CowData. We talked about the old way of finding trending products and the new way of trending products, which is basically using CowData, going through your own TikTok creator profile, because once you've started to do it, then you have an idea of like what other items your audience is interested in. Okay, we talked about the shoppable videos. We talked about the ads, who's putting money. Okay, that's a good one. We talked about why it's important to pay attention to brands that are putting paid media behind content. Why would I care about that? I care about that because that means they have money to spend. And so if I have a video pop off, literally, Eileen, I'm going to reach out to them and say, hey, this video that I just created for you has generated this much as far as revenue. Can you put some ad money behind it? And I could create more videos for you. Because every video that pops off, I'm going to do a video reply, video reply, video reply, video reply. Good. What else did I want to show you? Oh, we talked about the formatting of your live stream. So yes, you could use ChatGPT. The other thing that TikTok basically has, they have the AI Symphony, and AI Symphony is their tool to help you figure out which products are trending and what specific features that you should mention when you're doing your shoppable videos or even your live streams, okay? So they usually follow what's called FABE. So FABE is features, advantages, benefits, evidence, and then scarcity. Scarcity is really like, hey, go grab this right now. And one of the reasons why I like sticking to one product is because I have the historical data behind it. I know what the price point for that product was. Has it gone up? Has it gone down? And all of those different things. In fact, let me see if I could hop that back over there to you. Let's move this. So we go over to, let me go back. Was it this one? Okay. So you go over here and you could see that the lowest price point that they ever had was $30.99. So this is what CowData has put down. P.S. By the way, when I tell you about the creators, and if you go into their actual profiles, this info isn't always correct. I feel like it's a guesstimate on CowData's end, but you could see basically, you know, what's going on. For this particular content creator, you could see in the last, So she just started on the 15th. Within the last 90 days, she's going hard on live streaming. And if I were to make a prediction, if I were to click on live, because that's her go-to, she typically goes live. Is it going to show me the day and the time? Was that really 2 a.m.? That's 1:06. Okay, wow, this person's going live in the middle of the night. This is 1:24 to 2:25 for an hour, and then she stopped. And then this one over here was 23. Oh, she's a nighttime. That is an evening live streamer. That is an evening live streamer. So what does that mean, Eileen? That means that she's probably working during the day. I'm just like guessing. This is like me being a detective. She's probably working during the day, maybe has a family, You could do your own research. You could stalk her. I mean, that's not a nice thing to say. You could do your own research, right? And then in the evening is basically when she goes live. And so she's going live in the evenings from, like 11 to like 2 a.m. in the morning. Fascinating. There's so much detail in here that I feel like a lot of people just aren't paying attention to. All right, so what else did I want to talk to you about? We talked about that. Oh, habits. What are my habits now as a TikTok shop creator? Well, a couple of my habits are this. When I get up in the morning, I typically like to scroll through my showcase. And what that means is, hold on a second, let me go back over here and then I'll show you my screen. Boop. All right, so if you were to go over to my page where it says showcase right there, I'm gonna click on showcase. In the mornings, I like to just scroll through here and I just like to see, okay, well, you know, who I could sort this by. I could sort by recommended or creator's choice. So recommended is, again, that's TikTok basically giving you the answers to the test, right? So TikTok is saying this right here is $73, but the things that I'm filtering out for in my mind are, do you have a flash sale? Do you have free shipping? And so even in the numbers, I'm looking for, what is that right there? That one has 25% off. That's okay. The other one has 60% off. So I could put that in my billboard banner, like, hey, this is 60% off. I've never seen this before, right? The other things that I'm looking for is how many of these items have actually been sold, because I don't want to be like the only person promoting this product, right? I want it so that way when people hop onto my live stream or they look at my shoppable video and they click on a product, they could scroll through the reviews and now they have these third-party confidence that other people like these products, okay? Good. So I'll scroll through here every morning. I just be like, oh, da-da-da-da-da. And let's see. One of the ones that I like is Anua. Anua has a really great commission. And again, I actually use these products. And I think that's one of the reasons why I do so well with TikTok Shop is I've seen other people go live with Anua and it's always the faceless. It's faceless. It's a bunch of guys that never show their face. And they're just repeating the script. I'm now at that point where I've gone live pretty consistently where I could tell people this is how it started, this is the beginning, this is the middle, and all of that other stuff. But again, you could kind of see here, scroll through. Right now on my account, it says extra $1 off, so I'm not too gung-ho about this, right? The other thing that I like to do, and I did a short form video for this on my account, but I'll show it to you guys here too. Let me see if I can find it. Where'd you go? La, 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 la. Okay. One of the things that I like to do is I like to create what's called a live product set. What does that mean? That means basically I could bundle all of my actual products that I have and put them together. Why would I want to do that? Because I could see of all the different brands that I have been promoting, which one is actually going to give me the best commission. Like if I'm going to go live for 2 hours, which one is going to give me the best commission? So in this particular case, we're taking a look at Anua. Lowest commission so far is $3, as high as $23.70. Okay, cool. So I might just pick and choose which ones I want to do here. I might not want to do the individual items because then I'm basically, it's like price anchoring, right? If I say the lowest price you could get is $3, they're probably going to get $3. No, I want to get you to the $23 point. Good. All right, so then what I'll do is I'll go to my live product sets and I'll bounce around. I'm like, all right, what's Medicube doing right now? That's under $3. So the big money makers are basically the devices, but the devices is $220. So when am I going to pitch something like that? This is when I'm going to pitch something like that. I'm going to pitch something like that around paydays. And oftentimes paydays are the 1st of the month and the 15th of the month. Because at that point, people are like, hey, I've been working so hard. I should gift myself. I should do something for myself. So those are a couple of tips for me as far as like how I've been able to crush it on TikTok Shop. I still have more things on here that I wanted to like, these are my post-it notes, that I wanted to share with you. But unless I'm getting comments on here, I'm just like, hey, you know, we're going to call it a day. I'm just going to go live. I'm going to go live on TikTok. But in that particular case, what else do I want to share with you? Here's what I'll say. When I go live, another reason why I like to use the live product set is because when I'm going live on the console, I could just automatically add products from here. Now, when I do that and I add the products, it's going to pop up on this left-hand side. So now when I'm on my device, hold on a second. Now when I'm on my device, go back over here. then we'll go back over to eCam. Now when I'm on my device and I click on to go live, hi, it will automatically pull in the products that I put on the live console. So there I'm not like having to manually scroll through and pick through products. Then from here, I could go ahead and manage my different billboards, however it is that I want to do. Now, a couple of ways that I like to make my live stream much more engaging is notice how I have like the little dual camera of me. So sometimes when I'm showing like a particular product, I'll just do like, hey, you guys, it's me, Stephanie, da-da-da. And then I'll flip it over and then there is said product. Okay, so for example, let's say I'm doing kind of like a faceless video and I'm saying, hey, let me show you da-da-da-da-da, and then let me show you how I use it, and then I can hold it up this way. Boop. But every time I'm switching the screen, it's just like in your video editing, every 3 seconds you want to capture someone's attention. Good? So those are the fun things that you could do when you're using the live console. Put this over here. P.S. by the way, I am going to be delivering a live workshop on this here in San Diego for Creator Live. So if you are a creator and you want more of this, I mean, this is kind of, I was telling you guys, this is going to be my brain dump. We're like, boop. I'm going to drop as much as I can on here. And then as new ideas pop up, this is a part of like my content brainstorm. So as part of my content brainstorm, it's living on these little Post-it notes, and then I will formulate it into the workshop that I'm going to be delivering next month, November 7th. What else did I wanted to tell you about this? Other things to take into consideration is that if you are working with brands beyond like the ad codes and the spark codes, there are additional ways for you to make revenue. You could pitch for yourself as a live shopping host. You can also just offer user-generated content packages. Those are always nice. If you could do giveaways are also nice. I'll teach that in my workshop of like how to do tiered giveaways. And then let's see, what else did I want to just share with you? Oh yeah, this one. Hold on a second. Let me pull this one up. We're gonna go over there. I'm gonna change this over into August. Yeah. Okay. And then I'm gonna go into details. I'll show you in just a second. And I'm gonna show you this thing called Live Dashboard. Boop. Yay! This is one of my favorite things on the streamer console, okay? And so what's really cool about it is you can see how much GMV was created here. That's your gross merchandise value. You could see the enter room rate. So that's like how many people are coming into the room and how many people are coming out of the room. This is what I was saying. Like, you want to pay attention to how often people are coming in. Are you getting them to click on a product, to comment, to share, and do all of those things? Again, how are you farming engagement to get people to interact with you? Then from there, you could see of the products that you had, what was the click-through rate, how many orders were created, and then how many of those orders were paid. So if you notice right here, can you see that? So you see how I highlighted this number 5? So this number 5 means 5 people added it to their cart, but only 1 person paid for it, okay? And that's okay. That was during the live stream. I feel like what most people don't realize is that sometimes when people are watching your live stream, they'll add the item to their cart. And if you didn't have any urgency that they needed to check out right now, they may check out on payday. And so that's why I'll see like, hey, I haven't gone live for like 2 weeks, but I'm still getting referrals from that live stream that I did last time. And that's because people they just had it in their cart, or they're waiting for a coupon to pop up there, okay? So you'll go through this and you'll see how many product impressions that there were. The other things that I really like about this is that you get traffic and conversion. What does that mean? It means in your live stream, where was traffic coming from? So in this particular case, you could see that I had 5,800 views, 443 product clicks, and then there were 9 SKU orders. So where was that traffic coming from? Well, majority of it was actually coming from the For You feed. That's important for me to know, because how do you stand out in the For You feed? If everyone is doing faceless videos of just pointing, people are just gonna scroll through. That is why I like to do the dual screen, where it's the product and then it's like my back camera and then my front facing camera. Does that make sense? Okay, so going back over here, this one. Over here, you'll see it's on the For You feed, it's on search, it's live merge, and then other. You could see if there's any violations that happen. You could see if any promotions happen as well. I usually do all of my stuff organic, so I'm not too worried about it. Now, if I'm looking at the products, right, I could go in here and just be like, oh, okay, these are the different products that I had in here, and you could see it over here. Okay, so I could see, wow, this is actually a really good price. No, like really it is, because that's what I pitch a lot. All right, so let me change the screen over here. Dun, dun, dun. What else do I want to show you? Let me go back over here. Is this where I wanted to go? Live console. Hold on a second. And P.S. by the way, if you're like paying attention to me, I will be doing more detailed videos for this. So that way, if you guys want to learn more, we'll do about it. We'll go about it that way. I was trying to find this one button for you. Here it is. Ba, ba, ba. Here's another reason why you want to pay attention to the live setup console. So what this does is that it's looking at all of the items in my showcase. It says, Stephanie, of all the items in your showcase, if we were to create a run of show for you, these are the things that we would recommend. So let me go ahead and take these out because this is from a previous, that's what we did previously. So it's saying, we recommend the following products based on top performing live products in your industry and your sales history. So remember how I said like TikTok is learning more about you, how you sell, and who your audience is. So in this particular case, it's saying you have 90% of products in your showcase will attract users into your live stream. 42% of the items in your showcase are best sellers. 27% of what you have in your showcase are high commission, and then 12% are high value. So what it does is that it now recommends all of the different products that I should probably go live with. Okay, and so you could filter this by items sold, ascending, descending, whatever it is that you want to do. You could see whether the status is live and then go about it that way. If I just wanted to focus on high commission products, then I would go, boom, add all of this into my live shop. Let's hit the ground running and let's start going live. Now, the other thing about this is if I did this one, this iHerb Korean Beauty Skincare bag, if I hit this plus sign, 15% commission, I could click add script, and now I have this AI generated script of basically what TikTok wants me to say. Now, oftentimes people are like, well, you know, sometimes the script doesn't work. It's like the script is actually taking a look at the reviews and the product descriptions and what people are actually saying on the platform itself. So heck yeah, I want to take a look at it. Like, yeah, I want to take a look at it. And so you could pick and choose things that you want to grab in here. Again, I'm the type of person where I don't like to wing it. I want to go into my live stream knowing exactly what it is that I want to promote, how I want to go about it, how I'm going to demo it, right? And I feel like that's something that I spend a lot of time with clients where I'm just kind of like, okay, well, how are we going to demo this? Because if I'm just showing you like skincare, right? There's only so many times I could apply it onto my face. So maybe we're going to do like the back of my hand and then my other hand. And then we'll even do like my arm and then my other arm. There are other times too when, and again, I'm only going live on my smartphone. So when I go live on my smartphone, if I have a shoppable video for it, what I'll do is like, oh yeah, and here, let me show you the video tutorial that I did for this, and I'll boop, and I'll show them on my laptop where I already have that video preloaded. So again, I'm doing certain things to make it very dynamic in the For You page to get their attention and build that relationship off of them. Does that make sense? Cool. All right. So I'm taking a look at the comments just to see how you guys are doing. If you have any other questions, you know where to find me. Drop a comment. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. For those of you that know me on LinkedIn, send me a DM. We could talk through it. We could build out a content strategy for you as a content creator. Or if you're a brand and you're looking for someone to really help you step up your live streaming setup, we'll go through that whole entire process. I've been onboarding clients, I'd say, for the last 3 months. Basically taking what I've learned from other live shopping platforms and saying, okay, features, advantages, benefits, right? Experiences, all of that stuff. How do we create a run of show that's dynamic? And I'll save this for other episode. Like if you guys really love like this whole TikTok shop live discussion, we could create a whole entire series around it because I have learned so much. But again, I've got ideas for what I'm going to be delivering in next month's workshop. And I hope to see you there. I'll actually drop that in the description if you guys want to join me. And so with that said, we'll call it a day. Thank you so much, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.